Hello and welcome to the second episode of our video production makeover. Burman, welcome.
Welcome everybody. We're very excited. This is we have a lot of fun doing this the first time around, so I'm excited for this other one to come in.
Yeah, this one is from Deb Mac, and she wrote in to us here. We're going to move through this one quickly because she does have a little bit of a longer video. Hi there, I'm just starting out and I've made my first video. I wrote the script and selected the B-roll images and sent it to a video editor I found on Upwork to piece it all together. I want video to be the core communication tool for my business, not just my product. Video lessons teaching baby boomers about online businesses, but I am completely overwhelmed with the whole process. I'd love for you to review my video and offer advice. P.S. A huge challenge is my current lifestyle, which is a full-time traveler. I am house sitting and never in one place long, so a studio setup is just not possible. And carrying gear is, of course, at times restricted.
All right.
We're here to help out Debbie Mac with her video here.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, it's a great video. To start off, I think she's done a great job. There's definitely stuff that she can improve on, but you know, I think she should get a lot of credit for doing this. Again, she says video production is overwhelming. It is. You know, the reality is when you look at when you go to theater, when you're watching a movie and you see credits rolling, you can imagine, you can see how many people are involved.
There's like 200 people on there.
200.
Easy.
You're talking about thousands nowadays.
Yeah.
Like when you talk about Marvel movies, it goes crazy. So for yourself to be doing yourself and maybe sending it off to an editor, that's only one or even two people. So bravo.
Yeah, I want to say right off the bat that I love that she's outsourcing. You know, that she's outsourcing the stuff that overwhelms her. It's not going to cost her a lot of money to just do that kind of outsourcing. And she can just worry about what she's good at, which is pretty much the content, right?
Exactly. And hey, we do that too, right?
Oh, of course.
Even us, the seasoned vets, we get overwhelmed and we understand the value of getting professionals or experts that are better than us in certain areas to help us with our video. That's how we get it to the next level. So
that's right. All right. So Deb has got her video here. So it's a long one. It's 14 minutes. We are going to play the first little bit in real time. We'll give some thoughts, and then I think we'll kind of skip through a little bit and hit some points that we have overall. Okay, first thing I want to say here is, well, she looks good. Her screenshot looks good. Her title, My Story About Bouncing Back from Burnout and Starting an Online Business. Okay, I would probably tweak that title because I don't think it's searchable enough. I think it's too vague with the my story, bouncing back. Okay, burnout and starting an online business, those are good keywords, but the rest are kind of bogged down. So I would probably do something like, because remember, YouTube is a search engine, so if you're going to find people, you want to be like, I always go like, how to set my camera up, or how to fix the dishwasher, or how to install an air filter, or whatever, right? So you might want to be like, changing the title to be something like, how to bounce back from burnout and build an online business. Or, something more searchable. If she can niche it down to include her target audience, which are baby boomers, even better. We'll edit this out.
I agree, yeah. It's just basically searchability. I'm not from that world, but everybody has to say, simplify your title, but also, the searchability is the key thing. So you got it right.
That's right. Okay, so in her description, she can say, oh, this is my story about how I bounced back, and I want to share it with you, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Because one key thing I think we're going to come back to many times in this video, Deb's video, is that we really want to focus the content to the viewer.
To cater to the viewer.
Yeah, take it off of ourselves and put it to them, to help them.
Yeah, so it's all about making the video relatable to your viewers so that they kind of get drawn in and go, yes, this is my story too.
Yeah.
That's how you keep them engaged and making them wanting to learn more and find out what they can do to solve their problem, because it's the same problem that they're hearing from you.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's play it and give her a go here.
Hello, I'm Deb Mac from boomerbooster.com. And I want to say thank you for showing interest in my upcoming Boomer Business Masterclass. Getting an online business up and running requires...
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. I'm going to pause it right there because we just, quickly went over some of the most valuable real estate in your video is that opening teaser, and I don't think she really took advantage of it.
It's quite short.
It's quite short.
Right there. It's
There's
quite
not
short,
much there, She introduces herself, but that's not really important because you can do that in the lower third coming up, or she could say it in the next thing. But this is where you hook the audience.
Exactly. This is where people decide in the first, 15 to 20 seconds whether they're going to continue the video or move on to the next. So this is where you kind of have to throw out, hey, do you have these problems that I'm having? And you throw those points out.
Yeah, she might say something like, I'm Debbie Mac from Boomer Booster, and I'd like to show you how you can battle burnout and start your own online business without the frustration and overwhelm. Another tip, ask some questions. Are you a boomer stuck in an unfulfilling job, or maybe the corporate world is burning you out and you're looking to escape? Well, I've got something to share with you that's going to change all that, right? You want to let the viewer know what's in it for them. You're kind of making a promise here.
Yes.
And you're
it's actually a lot of videos have the same problem. Even when we first started with stuff like similar to this, is that we don't get to the point early enough, and when we lose our audience. So right off the bat, hook them, ask them the questions that will draw them in, and that's how you should start it.
Yeah, that's got to be a juicy like 10 seconds there. That's like, I got to keep watching. Right? There's going to be something here for me. I do like her branding, Boomer Booster.
Yep.
Logo looks nice. Just play a little bit there. Simple animation.
And I want to say,
things don't have to be complicated. That looks nice.
Yeah, I'm from the school of being simple. Simple means clear, clean and clear. That's just like the face wash.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we just keep playing? We'll just.
Yep.
Thank you for showing interest in my upcoming Boomer Business Masterclass.
She looks nice here.
Getting an online business up and running.
Makeup's good,
requires
skin's
clarity.
good.
You have to get clear.
But right
on
off the bat, the one thing that really, maybe because I'm from the industry, but what I see is there's a lot of frizzing around the hair kind of thing on the side of her. And mainly, I think the background we see is not a white background. It's actually like a chroma key, like a green screen or a blue screen, something like that. And then they've taken it out and replaced it with a white. Now, the reason why you have that kind of frizzing happening is because the background's probably too close to her, and the green is kind of, or the blue or whatever color she's using is reflecting onto her from the lighting. So when the program is actually trying to draw out the green, it's having issues around the edges of her hair because it's not a, directly sharp edge and stuff like that. So, based on her topic and everything, I would probably recommend looking into more of a natural background, especially when, the story is like this video starts off as her story. So I probably wouldn't use a green screen unless it's absolutely necessary. And if it is, back it up a little bit, pull yourself further away from the green screen so that the green doesn't bleed onto yourself. Absolutely.
Now, I want to point back to her email, right? She says she's got a really tough gig, where she's traveling around, all these exotic locations and everything. And I think, wow, use that as part of your shtick. That like every.
How so? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Use that?
Well, every time she's in a new location, use that as a background for her videos. You're saying go with more natural. Do it from the road. If your whole story is you are living the life of your dreams and you're traveling and you're running your own online business, let that be part of your branding. And if you're at somebody's house, sitting their house in the country, have a nice country background. If you're in the city, use the city and just pull that in as part of your brand. And it's also a lot easier because you don't have to drag around green screen material and gear and everything. So, okay. So she also got music right off the top, which is good.
Yep. I like it. It fades in, it fades out. It's all good.
Strategy.
But afterwards, the music kind of seems to disappear. If I'm correct.
Yeah, about 30 seconds in, it's out and it's gone.
Right.
May I have your attention, please? The alarm system is presently being tested. The alarm will be sounding for short duration. Should an actual emergency arise during the test, the alarm will sound continuously and a voice announcement will be made. We will advise you when the test is complete.
Sorry about that.
Yep. So she's got music, yes, but it, like you say, it just kind of disappears as we work our way through the video. And I think the music's very important because it can really set the tone for her personal story.
Absolutely. I feel like it's an opportunity, like you said. What I would do is probably the opening music. Once that's done, change it up to the story music. And like you said, like as the story starts progressing, maybe it's the story goes from happy to sad or vice versa. those are opportunities to change up the music, so you're not having the same piece over and over again. Especially for a video like this. Her video here times in about 14 minutes, 14 and a half minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one piece of music might get tiring after a while.
Right.
So, mix it up, add a few more tracks. It doesn't hurt. Music out there nowadays is not so expensive, so, why not?
Especially if this is going to be a key video that's going to get a lot of mileage out of it. Invest in the music, and it'll give you returns for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of music and stuff like that, I did notice that there was some sound effects that was used throughout the video.
Yeah.
And because there's silence all the way through, and suddenly you hear a sound effect, it kind of is a bit jarring.
Yes.
Even though I do like the fact that they're trying to add a little bit extra to it. So maybe what it is, and this is trial and error. Once you have the music and then you add the sound effects, maybe it's a little more effective and not out of the blue.
Right. It's not going to catch you off guard. I know I jumped in one section coming up here. Let's go through the video here. So,
navigate guidance. The process really can be quite overwhelming. My Boomer Business Masterclass can fast track your knowledge of how to get started online and save you years of expensive trial and error.
So she's setting up some things to come
I know
later.
that for a fact, as I went through it myself to create my business.
And she's got, setting up her authority here, talking. Now she's going to pivot into her personal story, but she has set up to this point, she's set up, what the pain points may be of the audience and how she's going to help them get over those. She's got B-roll. What do you think about the B-roll that we've seen here?
First off,
They're
I think it's fantastic
30.
for anybody to be using B-roll. That's something that we don't see enough of in individual videos that are out there on YouTube.
There's some of it.
Yeah, and which is great. The issue I have with it is that sometimes it's just like a one shot, and then we come back to her, and then it goes back and forth, and there's no real sequences, and they're very short. Like let either the B-roll play out or have a sequence, and not have it just jump back and forth, back and forth. Again, it's jarring to the story because people are like trying to focus on what exactly I'm looking at. The other thing about the B-roll is it would be nice to have more personal B-roll, meaning either footage from yourself or your family from the past. And I understand not a lot of people have that. I don't personally do myself, even though I'm
we could dig up photos, and we dig up photos for
exactly.
you.
So instead of like video, you can always go with photos, right? Photos can work just as well. In fact, they can be stronger because they capture a period in time, And I think that will definitely strengthen your personal story, since it's a personal story, as opposed to just seeing like generic B-roll. Now, still, if you don't have any of that stuff, this B-roll is still better than none.
Absolutely. It still helps to visually tell the story. And she uses it in good spots where she emphasizes a point that she wants to make there. And she has a little humor there too. So I've got the sound off, but we're going through it just because it is a long video. But she's telling her story
I learned to
here.
juggle work and young children very well, with the help of family, of course. As the years rolled on, opportunities were presented along the way, and I was seen by most as quite successful in my area of expertise. But jump ahead to me as a baby boomer in my 50s, not that long ago, now in the digital era and working harder than ever.
Good
and
B-roll, but no music
here. Getting out and doing my own things still there. They were becoming more frequent. I couldn't have been in a worse place to finally get out on my own, though. You see, I had joined a new, smaller company, and they did things a lot differently. There wasn't the resources or the systems I had with the bigger organisations I'd work with, and the workload was extraordinary. I took on the new role with my usual can-do attitude, but I ended up both mentally and physically stressed out. Me, the one that could work hard and make just about anything work, well, I was close to burnout.
So that one, the first time I heard it, kind of
when I was at the peak of
caught
my
me a little
career,
bit off
anybody
guard
looking for
because I
the
had not hearing anything. I had headphones on,
traveling the world and living the dream. But the reality was, I was close to burnout. I was experiencing 24/7 pain from acute bilateral Achilles tendonitis. What a mouthful! Most weeks working 7 days and barely being able to take that one day off I was entitled to. They were long days too. Being a global business, office hours sometimes stretched around the clock due to time zone differences. And in the evenings, I was taking care of clients and entertainment. This made every working day 14 hours plus. I was tired. I felt stuck. And honestly, I was getting a little scared. There I was, out in a very remote location, a long way from family and friends. I was in pain. I was feeling drained. And I now know that I wasn't in the right job, as my natural talents and my strongest skills couldn't be used to their full potential in the role. There were other tasks needing attention. Worst of all, when I knew I needed to focus and come up with a plan to get out, I was hearing those little voices in my head saying things like, "It's too late. You've missed the boat. You may be an expert in your job, and you may have all that big brand experience, but you don't know how to get out there in the world on your own. After all, what could I possibly offer that people would want to buy? You're going to need a website. You need tech platforms.
This is good. She's
Where's
setting
the money
up
going to come
what
from?
other
And it
people will
went
be
on
filming,
and on.
feeling when
Then it
they...
happened.
That's the
My
one that
son
scared
had
me.
come to
That
visit.
was the
I
one
was
that
working on an island
scared
resort
me.
in the middle of the Indian Ocean, which I know sounds really exotic and luxurious, but I was living in a small room, more like a studio.
So at this point, though, we're 5 minutes, 6 minutes in, and it's still her personal story. And some of the detail I'm not sure is 100% relevant. I think it could be tightened up a bit. But as we go through this, out of the 14 minutes, she ends up spending 7 minutes on her own story.
Right.
And she does a good pivot again to get it back to the viewers from her story, making it relate to them and what they need. But it's just a little long. And I
It's
think
a little long, yeah.
the personal story could probably be tightened up. So I think that this should actually be 2 videos.
Yeah, very easily it could be 2 videos. And I mean, there's the multiple reasons. First off, she has a great story and stuff like that. But the reality is the attention span of people who are watching YouTube is very short.
Yeah.
They'll either at some point go, okay, I get the story. I'm bored now and move on. Or they'll look at the timeline and go, well, there's still so much more minutes left. I think I'm done, and go off, right? Now, what you're saying is absolutely, I think it's a great idea to cut it into 2 separate videos. Now, how that benefits is it's shorter, obviously, and it's more targeted in terms of what you want to say. And secondly, now you have more content to send, more excuses. Double the excuse, 50% more excuse to email your followers and stuff like 100%. Sorry, yeah. So there you go. I mean, it's not about, oh man, I got to make another video. No, really, what you're doing is just breaking the 2 apart. You're not doing more work, except maybe a little more for a top and tail kind of thing. Well, it's a little bit more than that, but it's not like you're going to have to go out and do another video.
Yeah, you don't have to write 2 separate scripts. You
right,
could just
you're breaking it up and polishing
the
2.
Yeah, and then you could refilm them. You could even try to cut these up. So I would try to do an About Me video, because every business, every personality, everybody needs an About Me video, and that's her
Which
story.
is what her first part is, the About Me video anyway. So there you go.
And then what I would do is I would make a second video, which is really pitching the masterclass, but you still want to include a little bit of your story to set you up as an authority and to introduce yourself in that beginning of that video. So, but you probably only want to dedicate maybe like 90 seconds.
So it's like a recap of the previous About Me video.
Well, it's not going to feel like a recap, but it's going to be like the log line. It's going to be the elevator pitch. It's going to be, who are you in 30 seconds? And you should be able to do that. Everybody should be able to hit the points of where, the points of their sort of story arc of how they got to where they are within 30, 45. You can have a minute. You can have a minute, right? But I think there's too much going on in one sense in this video. Right.
And the way I saw it was, it kind of transitioned quickly into the second part, and maybe I was just too wrapped up in listening to video or the story, and then suddenly I know we're pitching now, and I kind of got lost. I actually had to rewind and look at rewatch where it kind of transitioned. Go, oh, okay, now we're into selling mode, and that kind of, I got lost there, so that's not a good thing.
Because if she wants this to be her main communication, then if she puts this up as her About Me, well, she's got 7 minutes on the end where she's pitching a product that maybe she's going to have a new product that she wants to promote a year from now or something, right?
Okay.
Like, you don't want to have it totally tied together. I know it's probably her foundation course, but for these videos, I think they should be separate. She should still have a call to action at the end of the About Me video, and it can be a generic call to action to join her list, which we'll talk about her call to action at the end. And because that's what she does in this. She just kind of says, join my list. But for the mastery video, which is pitching the mastery course, you got to have a specific pitch, like, a specific lead magnet or opt-in or something to entice them. Or you got to say, join the course. Right.
Because everybody that's going to be coming across this video, they're looking for something, right? So if they're looking for something, you got to right away saying, hey, are you looking for this? If so, this is the video you got to watch. They're not going to be casual viewers and suddenly come across, oh, okay, and then suddenly get sold. You're looking, or at least the audience you're looking for are the ones who are looking for you as well.
Right. So good B-roll, I like how they've created that. Like, look, that's just a stock photo, right, that they have taken and probably graphically overlaid one of her publicity photos, and it looks nice.
Yeah, it looks great.
So let's see here.
business where they can help others and earn an income simply from repurposing their own unique skills and experiences and putting them out into the world in a brand new way. Sharing what you're passionate about.
So she's going to teach
whatever it is
baby
that you
boomers
love to do, so you can really enjoy the next phase.
how to get over their overwhelm and fear of
more money,
working for
and more
themselves,
freedom.
and they're going
I
to.
needed more freedom
She's
to
going
live
to
and
teach
work
them
wherever
how
I
to
wanted.
start an
Of course,
online
money alone
business.
can't buy the type of freedom I'm talking about here, and it certainly doesn't buy happiness, which is what most of us are after. How can it? Especially when you spend your days doing the things that don't fulfill you. Freedom. That's the big one for me. I made the decision that for the next phase of my life, what I needed to do to be happy was have location freedom, time freedom, financial freedom, and freedom to work with.
See, she's got that. She's got that as
So what's
her
it going to take
lifestyle.
for
She
you to
should just
really
be
enjoy
showing
the
that
next
a
phase
little
of
bit
your
more.
life? Could starting an online business get that for you? Let me give you a quick overview of what you'll learn in my Boomer Business Masterclass so you can find out.
I think this should be
You'll learn.
she needs some sort of Boomer Booster Business Masterclass logo so that it feels more like a product.
Yes, I agree. That would have helped me kind of not need to rewind, because visually I also see something that tells me, hey, hold on guys, now we're going to introduce our product. And I think that's what I needed there.
Yeah, so you know the context of what she's talking about here, especially in the virtual world, right? You still want to. It can a picture of a physical product or even a logo or something just can trigger something like this is real.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at people everything's going online now, nobody goes to the mall and stuff like, which is still not true. People, products or brands still have these stores. They understand that they might not sell from those stores, but they expect people to go there and touch and feel the product. So in a way, online, you need to still have that, virtually a touch and feel, or actually a visual thing to see, oh, I'm actually, this is what I'm looking at, this is what I'm going to buy.
Yeah, because it gives perceived value to it.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right.
Okay, let's click here.
A business that has a deeper purpose behind it. That will set you up to start the right business.
Now, I'm playing this in double time. I don't want you to think she's super fast delivery. She's got wonderful delivery. I'm just playing it in double time because of the length of the video.
Right reasons. Because let's face it, if your heart isn't in your business, people, your customers, are going to feel it. Even more importantly, you are going to feel it, and there is nothing worse than putting in all that time and effort it takes to get a new business started if you're doing it without passion and purpose. At this stage in life, we don't want to make the kind of mistakes that leave us exhausted, not enjoying life, and financially worse off than when we set out on this journey. After all, we only live once, and I believe that there's something special you are here to do in this world. You're here for a reason. No one other person has the life experience and the unique blend of skills, talent, and perspective that you have, and the things that make you you. Week 1. The very first lessons in the masterclass are about finding that special something that's going to spark your business idea. You'll learn about your why, so you can build the right business for the right reasons. That's the first stage of the course. It's what I call Boomer Business Preschool.
Okay, well, it would be nice if what she was saying matched what was written on the screen, because I'm expecting her. It's what I call, and then I'm reading back to school. I'm expecting her to say that, and she doesn't say that. She says something else. So.
Yeah, and I think that threw me off as well. I think this is where she goes into her points, right?
Yeah.
And I would like to know how many points are there beforehand, so I'm like ready. Okay, there's 4 points, there's 5 points, there's 6 points, whatever it is.
Well, they're courses though; they're not points.
They're courses, so at least I know what the courses are. Okay, there's multiple courses that you go through. So I'd like to start off saying, okay, there's 4 courses that you can go through, and then go to the first one. And I think you're right. I didn't realize they were slates for courses. I thought there was
see what's on screen right now. I've got the slate up now. It's very busy.
It's very busy, and like you said, like what she says and what you see is slightly different, right? So to me, it was more like a graphic as opposed to a slate to introduce the course. And I think that needs to be like maybe the busyness, the what she's saying versus what you see is a little different. So I think it needs to be more to the point. The visual is supporting the audio, and I think it needs to be cleaner and maybe more of the branding. So if she had a logo for a product, you said, maybe that logo will be at the bottom kind of thing, something like that. So I think that needs to be clean up a little bit.
Yeah, these images that she's got in there now are very, very, very busy.
Yeah.
At the end of this module, you'll understand everything you need to do to make your website as effective as possible for your specific type of business. Module 3 is about developing your strategy for content and communication with your customers. This lesson will uncover the secret formula for consistent messaging and will dive deeply into content marketing, which is a proven strategy to generate ongoing traffic, build trust with your audience, and increase sales. Module 4 is about email marketing. Email is still the most efficient driver of revenue online.
Oh, I had a note previous, if I can.
Okay.
At 9:47.
Let me give you a quick overview of what you'll learn in my Boomer Business Masterclass so you can find out. Firstly, you'll learn to start a business that has a deeper purpose behind it. That will set you up to start.
Yeah, this. She starts to list off what the transformations are going to be, what she's promising them through this course. And I think it would be important to visually list those off again.
Right. The listing works quite well, to be honest with you. You can't a list.
Yeah, like people remember what they see as opposed to what they hear.
Yes. And like this list isn't just like one-time thing. It can come back and reoccur as the second point comes in, and you reuse that list, and it gives people time. So even if people like taking notes, they'll be okay. That's a list. I should probably write this down or something.
Once you've completed the masterclass, you'll have access to the entire library of training materials inside the Boomer Business School, and you can revisit them as often as you like. So if you're working, if you're traveling, looking after the grandkids, maybe dealing with those life events that take time, you're not going to miss out on anything in the course at all. By the end of the masterclass, you will be able to build and sustain your own online business. So this is the end of this video, and I am so grateful you watched. I would love it if you would scroll down below this video and leave a comment. Tell me what your fear is about starting an online business, and I'll be reading those comments
and responding to
as many as I can. If you'd like to keep in contact and hear more about my online Boomer Business School, simply sign up with your email here on this page, and I'll actually send you something special as a thank you for watching today.
Another call to action. So she got 2 call to actions at the end. So you just want to be aware, if you tell people to comment below, you don't want them to go and comment and then start reading comments and then look to the side and see that there's another video on the same topic. They're going to click to there and they're gone and they didn't opt in, which is probably more preferable than getting a comment, maybe, because you can still keep that communication with them. Right. So there's a risk when there's 2, but generally it's okay. Comment below, share it, but you also want to make sure that people can go right to where you want them to opt in to get their email and connect with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and for me, we'll send you something special. What's that special thing?
Too vague?
It's a little vague. Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to know what it is.
This is why they shouldn't be 2 videos in one also, because she should be changing up whatever the ending one of this is, whatever that special is. It should be more strategic than something special. It should be, I've got a tool to get you started, or I've got a checklist that's going to go, and it's got to be on this topic, and it's got to be enticing.
Yeah, I feel like if you're saying something special, either it wasn't thought out or it won't be something fantastic. That's why you're not telling me.
Yeah. If
you tell me what it is, I'll be like, ooh, okay, that could be nice. There's nothing to hide, right? You're not hiding anything. So to me, that's more enticing.
And at the end, she's covering it with a graphic anyways. Let me just mute this, but she's covering her audio call to action with a graphic. So that could just be voiceover. She could swap that out every single time. Look, it's all covered here. She could just say, hey, are you struggling with this? I've got this tool that's going to help you. Sign up for my email and I'll send you this tool. And she can change that and update that as her business grows and as the tools change, or different promotions can use different tools. And then she doesn't have to think about, I've got to get in the studio, I've got to film again, I've done the whole thing. No, just the end. Yeah,
just audio, just record on your laptop. That's a very good point. I like that.
Yeah. So great job, Deb. Thanks for sending this in. I think it's just a few things that she can kind of move around. She's got a lot that's right about this. She's got good presentation skills. She looks good. I think just a couple of strategic tweaks, and she can get more use out of these videos. Plural.
Yes. Yeah. Great job. I mean, overwhelming, like she said, but she came up with a fantastic product. So, and I can see it only getting better. So good job.
Great. Yeah. All right. Kudos to Deb. All right. If you would like to submit your video for our review, we will be gentle. We will be very, very gentle. But you can email us. You can connect with us on Facebook or Twitter. All the information should be on the screen right now. And we'll see you next time, Burman?
That's right. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.